Hello and welcome. This is Migration Part 4. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, thank you. And if you've been watching for the past few episodes, I want to send a sincere thanks. I started out making a few videos for fun and I really expected no one to ever watch them, but I have been truly overwhelmed by the number of you watching, sending kind words, and just being along for this journey. And speaking of journeys, filming today's episode has been quite the journey in and of itself. The last 2 weeks have just been full of rain and strong winds and overcast skies, cold weather. You name it, nature has sent it our way. So that's where I want to get started. I'm going to take us back to about a week ago when this all began, and I'll explain a little bit more then. But before I do that, I've got to play the opening music, so roll it.
Whew. Well, I don't know if you could tell, but it is raining outside, and that has been basically the story for this entire week. It's been uncharacteristically cold, windy, and rainy, so it's really created some setbacks for us and our mission. I did take a look at my photos from the same time last year, and there seem to have been a lot more warblers out and about, and at least one article I read did suggest that the wind and the cold and the lack of bugs could be causing the warblers traveling north along the eastern flyway to take a different route, which is not good for us. So what do we do in these circumstances with these setbacks? How do we proceed? I think the first thing we need to do is go find somewhere dry to think about it, and maybe we can look for some other migrant birds that aren't warblers while we wait to see what happens with the warblers. All right, I think we'll have to think about it, but in the meantime, let's go get dry, and I'll see you in a few.
Hey, this is Alan from the editing room. Apologies, I seem to have lost the audio for this clip. Long story short, I waited in that shelter for maybe 5 minutes and then the sun came out. That's really how unpredictable this weather has been this week. I think the extra icing on the cake was that just a few steps from the shelter, I walked into about 24 swallows zigging and zagging all over the lake. If they're back, it could mean that the bugs are starting to come back, and that could mean good things for the warblers.
All right, so the sun is going down, and I think that's all we're going to get today. I do have an idea, though. So there is a purple martin sanctuary in town, and there have been reports that the purple martin has shown up and can be photographed there. So tomorrow, we're going to go try to check it out. See you then.
So I think I went into day 2 a little overconfident. Seeing pictures of the purple martin from other birders gave me a false sense of security. I thought if I just camped out nearby, it was only a matter of time before I would definitely see one. I stuck around as long as I could until I finally ran out of time. As I went to pack up my camera though, I noticed something on the birdhouse. Could this be the purple martin? I grabbed the camera, zoomed in, and took a shot. And it turned out to be a house sparrow doing what house sparrows do best, living in other birds' homes. Feeling a little deflated, I decided that in the afternoon I'd visit some of my favorite spots to boost my morale. So I think by the end of day 2, my spirits really were lifted. While we didn't get to see a purple martin, swallows, phoebes, and snakes all tell us that spring is here, and hopefully the warblers won't be too far behind. I thought this was going to be the end of this week's video, but on the next day of shooting, nature surprised me with another unexpected migratory bird. So we were on the way out, and I happened to just look up in the treetops and see a tiny little dot that seemed out of place, and so I pointed my lens, and it turned out to be a ruby-throated hummingbird, and it's the first one I've seen this year, and it's already come back twice. The thing about these birds is that they will keep continuing to go in a pattern to the same spots over and over and over again, so a lot of times you can wait them out. So I'm hoping this one comes back again so that I can get a video. Alright, that's all folks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next week.